back, and here we are moving on to putting the guttering on the shed. So we've got all our 76mm brackets and guttering there. Bits of wood, we're going to just swap that one out, I think. Dam pipe, guttering, that goes on the end. Dam pipe there drains in. Corners, because we're going to put it all around the shed, and we'll let you know how we get on when we've installed it. Thanks for watching.
So it's a couple of days later, we're back up at the allotment with all the parts that we purchased in the first part of the video, and we're just going to run you through what we're going to do and what we've got pretty much.
So we've got this 6x4 shed, and we want to get as much water as we can into those water butts there. They're 300 litres, we'll talk about them at a later date. So there are kits out there. There's something that clips to the side, and then there's a flow pass kit that has one length of guttering, but we want to go this side, the back, and basically the other side. We want to go all the way round, so we need a solution for that. And we basically bought some external timber sort of roof battens. Basically, these are heavy duty ones, and that's for something else. And this is what we're going to do. We're just going to run round with a frame. We're going to attach it to here at the sides, so if that was up, and we're going to put our gutter clips on. Now, hopefully we're going to put our gutter clips on. So that's your guttering. We're going to cut this in a minute. We'll do a video how to cut your guttering straight. It might seem a bit dark, but we are going to do one. And basically, obviously, you want that to sit underneath there and catch the water. Now, that will do that, no problem at all. We'll screw this to the shed, and then we'll screw these to that, and that'll work perfect. So if anybody else is thinking of doing this, there's a label on there, the barcode. This was bought from a big DIY chain,
Which is orange.
So that's the barcode you're looking for. And all the guttering was bought from that large DIY chain, but you could order it all online. So it's 76mm.
It's not, yeah, it's the smaller stuff, isn't it? That's important to know.
Yeah, 76mm. I guess you could put bigger stuff on. It's entirely up to you.
Yeah, it's entirely up to you what you want to do.
So what tools are you going to need? Well, you're definitely going to need a bought me a big bag of stuff. So you're going to need that, or a very fine stone saw, which is in there, to cut your guttering. You're going to need a T-square to get your bits of wood straight. You're going to need a drill, which is in there, and you're going to need some drill bits, and you're going to need some screws. And really, that's it. Then throw in a bit of patience. We should be all right. Just remember, if you're putting your guttering up, you need to slope a little bit. And we'll come back to you when we're done. The only thing I would show you now before we start, which would be useful for everybody, is the time we come back, we will have put the guttering up. So when you measure your guttering, obviously mark it up. You can get white pens. We've got some Tipp-Ex with us. You see I've just put another piece on top there. That's how you get your straight line when you're cutting your guttering. Yeah,
Just as simple as that.
it's as simple as that. Just use another. If you have an offcut, save this, and that'll give you a straight line like that. It's the same with your dam pipe. You can do that as well. Anyway, we will come back.
This video is probably going to be in a few parts, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, I'm going to add it. It is what, 13th, 14th of November.
Yeah, it's nice.
2022, and just look at that over there. That scenery. You can see why this is such a brilliant allotment. There's all sorts going on.
It is ideal weather for this, to do this today.
We've had a couple of questions when we've shown the hedge.
Seems to be Mr. Fox and his friends seem to be coming in and out.
Right, I am no inspector, I would say. Cluedo, Cluso, But I reckon it's Mr. Foxy, because chickens have gone missing on this allotment site. Anyway, we'll come back to you in a little bit. Thanks for watching.
Okay, so we've got all the guttering round. I'll tell you a little bit more about it in a minute. So we've got the guttering here, and this is a high point here, and we've used this batten wood. I'll show you that in a minute. So it's a high point here. It runs round the back, and then it connects up here, and then that's the lowest point. And the reason why we've done that is because we want both tanks here, and then we want both tanks here, then we want the guttering to run down into this tank. As this tank gets full up, we'll have a connection between the two, and it'll fill that up. The reason for the back point as well is we didn't want to have a tank here and a tank there, because we want to put something at the back there, and obviously it will, as the rain comes down, it will collect it anyway, so it's no big deal. It's just a different setup.
And also you're gonna
Otherwise we'd have to have a tank either side, and it's
pop this on there,
yeah,
and stick it in the lid on top of here.
Yeah,
and really, that's sort
it's
of
really done. I mean, we put this batten on here. We're going to put some I don't know where they've gone, but some pipe clips, some mini guttering pipe clips. Just going to put them on there.
Yeah,
keep everything nice and neat and fixed. Got a screw in there. Everything's running down to this point. We are going to level these tanks up on this ground, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to keep them the same height, so when this fills all the way up, the water will go in here into here, this will fill up, and it'll just be like a, you know, we just keep each one topped up. But we'll probably use like I think a battery water pump
I think
or
so,
something like that.
And one of the other reasons we've popped out here is that we want to use a water pump, and we want it to be accessible so you can keep them clean and check your water levels rather than hiding. They're all in one place.
So what we'll do is, once we've got everything finally connected up, we'll then come back.
Yeah. Hi, welcome back. So we're talking about putting our water butts in. We did a bit about the guttering, but obviously they need to be on a fairly level surface. So this is a 6x4 shed. We've got 3 slabs there, as you can see. We put some sand and cement, like dry mix with a little bit of water, and then what we've done, we've gone around the back there with a bit of ballast and cement and some gravel on top, and we've put ballast and cement all the way round, and that's basically how it's going to go. This will stop them freezing a little bit because it's off the ground as well, and when we put them on, they'll live like this. You can see this pattern on the back here. Yeah, this is to give them a bit of support, these, but also to be able to provide a bit of security to them, and stop them blowing away if there isn't any water in them. So that's what we will do at some point. That's really it on there.
So the next job to get this complete really is to get the down pipe into the right hand side one, which is this one. Cut a hole in the lid, and then have a connecting piece between them. We've got a bit of 22mm copper pipe, as we said before, with some tank flange nuts. I think that's what they're called. But they sit on the inside, so when, as I said before, when that fills up, that goes in there. And that's really the water system, rainwater collection system for the shed done. We'll come back in a few minutes when we've finished all that though, and that'll sort of finish the video really. Hi guys, welcome back to the final part of the rainwater collection video. As you can see, all the guttering's installed. Just run you through what we've done. Got the pipe in via a rivet so it can't slip down. We've got a nice clip, a bit of a batten there. We've cut John's cut the pipe at a slight angle, just so it doesn't, what is that for actually?
It's just to stop things catching on it, basically, so it all slides down. I think it's called a beak or something.
Yeah, so it can't
I can't remember
catch.
what it's called.
In both tanks we've put the braces in, and we've put the couple of sort of engineering breeze blocks just to keep them down. We've also fixed them to the back of this batten here, so they can't move over, because obviously they are 300 litres, 300 kg. I don't know if I said in the last part of the video, but we'd put a nice 3 slab base with cement. That's all gone off. And then one of the important things to note is the linkage between the 2 tanks. So this is just a piece of 22mm copper pipe with a couple of tank flanges, I think they're called. Yeah. Compression fittings and that. So what that will mean is once that fills up, it'll just fill that one up, and there'll be like an equilibrium between the two. And you can then cut out. There's another cutout on one of these lids somewhere, I think around here. Just drop like a battery pump in there, which we're going to get at some point.
Yeah.
But as you can see, it's a fairly smart job, I think.
Yeah, it's coming together slowly.
It's at least
we're trying to do it properly.
Trying to do it properly, yeah.
One, because it's really windy up here, and you can see, look at the mist coming in over there now. And
it is open to the elements.
Two,
we want it to look nice, and we don't want any problems with it in the future.
It's nice for other people to look at if it's a tidy allotment.
Yeah, so if other people can see it,
looks tidy, and then things last a bit longer as well, which is quite good. Anyway,
we will wrap this video up.
Thanks for watching. It's getting a bit cold, and I'm going to go and have a cup of tea, I think.
So there will be obviously more allotment videos. I don't know what we'll do. What will we do next on the allotment?
We're going to look at measuring. I keep saying this, but it's time. We had a problem with our vehicle, unfortunately. We had to repair it.
We were going to do all this at the weekend, but we had an issue. So
with a Discovery vehicle, so we're looking at polytunnel and fruit cage, and we just need to make out our spaces. And then I've brought a couple up with me today, but to start setting out. It's interesting, these pallet collars, when they're put together, they fold like this.
Yeah, so obviously there's bark on the ground. I discussed this in a previous video. It's basically to stop the weeds, keep the weed barrier down, and just to make it look aesthetically pleasing, basically. But what our plan is, we don't want this to be too high maintenance. That's a fruit tree there. We want to use these pallet collars. So we've got quite a few of them. We have painted them up so they last a bit longer. The hardware on them is galvanised, so that should be all right for a fair few years. So what we're going to do is I don't think they'll go probably some in between the trees, but they'll also go in the middle.
You can stack them.
And you'll be able to walk between them just on this material, basically. Oh, you can stack them. See, John's stacking them.
Just showing people while we're.
So you can. So if you've got potatoes or something like that needs plenty of depth,
yeah,
you can do that. But what we're going to do is we're going to remove the bark, probably put it elsewhere, and then just put soil. So we are essentially going to use most of the ground beneath, just not because some of the ground had bits of rubble and stuff over there. Because I think there was old sheds and stuff.
So we are getting there.
We are getting there, yeah. But
like I say, it's turning real cold now, so we're going to have to leave it for tonight. And if, like I say, it's November, about 13th November 2022. But a real nice day, so we're taking advantage of it. We reschedule work and things. We do work quite a lot, to be honest, and we try and fit things in when we can, like everybody else does. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate it.
More videos to come.
Yeah.